If you enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. Help us reach that next milestone. For our battle today, we are doing sweeping engagement. So it's one of the new deployments. Just deploy 14 this side. You need over here. It's almost like Dawn of War, but a little different. We also have prepared positions for the secondary mission and purge the foe as the primary. So that should be pretty fun. Tau versus the Grey Knights. Now, this is going to be my list today for the Grey Knights. I do believe it comes to 2,000 points exactly. We have Castle and Crow with 10 Purifiers, and we have 4 Incinerators in that group. Then we have a group of Terminators. They have the War Gear, so I can heal a Terminator back every command phase, an Ancient's Banner for 1 extra OC, and a Psi Cannon. And they are being led by a Librarian with Escapable Wrath enhancement to give him +1 to his charges. Then we have a 5-man Strike Squad unit. Kaldor Drago is going to be with another group of Terminators, kitted out the same as the first one. Then we have another Librarian who has the Sigil of Exegetes enhancement, so he can redeploy when he gets targeted by ranged attacks once per game. And he is going to be with Paladins, and we have 2 Incinerators and a Banner in that Paladin group. And then our allied units, we're going to have a Eversor Assassin. And then finally, we have 2 Nemesis Dread Knights, just so I can advance and charge up the board, get a little faster, and have a little bit of anti-tank in this list. So that is the list. Let's see what it does on the table today.
For my Tau army, it's a very old school Tau army, very reminiscent of 4th and 5th edition. So we've got a Sky Ray, besides some Kroot Carnivores. We've got a little sneaky stealth team up, infiltrating up just a little bit. Down here we've got a Hammerhead with an Ion Cannon. We've got a Piranha with a Fusion Blaster. 2 very old metal broadsides. You can tell one has got some battle damage. Another Hammerhead with another Ion Cannon. A Devilfish with a squad of Breachers with a Cod or Fireblade inside. The Plasma and Missile Pod Crisis team. We got a Strike team with an Ethereal just holding the home base. Another Strike team beside them. A Hammerhead with a Railgun this time. And a Piranha with another Fusion Blaster. And then a Devilfish with another squad of Breachers. And to round it all out, another stealth team over there, little squad of Flamer Crisis Suits with a Enforcer Battlesuit Commander.
By deployment, I deployed a lot of my stuff over here. We put the Strike Squad, the Terminators with the Librarian with the Inescapable Wrath. Then we have one of the Nemesis Dread Knights over here, a Nemesis Dread Knight over here, Castle and Crow and friends behind this terrain, and the Eversor Assassin here. I have Kaldor Drago with his Terminators, and the other Librarian and the Paladins, and the Deep Strike. Alright, I guess we'll see who goes first. Double ones.
Ooh.
A 6 and a 2. Okay.
I think it's you.
I go first. Okay, let's see what happens. I'll do my Scout. I do believe Loris and Scout 2. And then we'll come back for my first turn. For my Scout move, I just scouted Eddie the Eversor onto this objective, and it looks like Laura just scouted some of her friendly Kroot up and some of her other things just to block me off some.
Yep.
Alright, let's see if the luck continues. Grey Knights, turn 1, draw. Storm hostile objective. I don't think I can get that turn 1. Overwhelming force.
Kill things off objectives.
Well, great. CP for that bad boy. And bring it down. Looks like I'll have to try and destroy a vehicle. There's lots of vehicles around, but I don't know if I'll be able to get in any.
I believe there's 16 on my army, or 17.
I have an idea, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so pretty quick turn for the Grey Knights. Not much to do. I was thinking of advancing this fellow up here and see if I can charge into this railgun, but I would need a 10-inch charge, and I wouldn't have the CP to do it because I'd be using a stratagem for +1 to hit. So I'm not going to do that. It's a quick turn. I just moved up here with the advanced teleport shunt onto this objective with Eddie. Shuffled some few things around. Not going to bring it down or overwhelming force. So I'm going to toss those for CP, and I'll bring me up to 2 CP. We're going to go on to the Tau. Turn 1, score is still 0-0.
Cleanse.
Okay.
And no prisoners.
Okay.
Little rough.
Little rough, but at least they're achievable. Kind of, maybe. Cleanse.
Oh, cleanse is definitely achievable.
So that is, I think you're up to 2 CP as well.
I am.
And I'm up to 3 CP.
Actually, I might get an extra CP here. On a 4-up, my ethereal gives me a CP. No.
All right. 2 3 CP. And we're going to go on to the Tau movement phase. Okay, for the Tau turn 1 movement, shuffled ahead with the Skyray to get some shots onto my Terminators. Crew grabbed this objective. Do believe they're going to cleanse. Moved up here just to, not enough to get onto cleanse, but some shots onto my poor Dread Knight. And this Devilfish with some breachers moved on to this objective. It will take the objective from the Eversor, but what can you do? So that is the movement, and we're going to see what the shooting does to my 4 Grey Knights. There's not a lot of shots coming through, but enough. So we're going to do the shooting, see what happens. Quick turn for the shooting. This Skyray was able to take out one of my Terminators. I will be able to res him back next turn, but one is dead. I was rolled quite lucky on my, from all the indirect. I was saving on 2s with AP0, so I was able to take no damage for the rest of the turn. But Laura does cleanse this objective. Did you cleanse this one?
That one and that one.
This one and this one are cleansed, I do believe. So brings her up to 4 points for cleanse, bringing her up to 4 to 0 to my 0 points. And I do believe you're going to toss. You say you're going to keep or toss no prisoners?
I'm going to toss no prisoners.
Toss no prisoners. And we're going to go on to my turn 2. On to my turn 2, Grey Knight's turn 2 draw. Let's see what we get. Behind enemy lines.
You are Grey Knights.
I am Grey Knights, and establish the Locust.
That's kind of a nice combo, actually.
In the center objective.
Or enemy deployment zone.
I do believe I know what I'll do with that one. All right, so we'll know what we'll do with that, and I'll get 4 points for this objective, bringing the score up to 4-4. Now let's go on to my turn 2 movement. Okay, so for my turn 2 movement, tried some shenanigans here. I did move up with my advance with my Nemesis Dread Knight here. I used Death from the Warp on this guy to give him +1 to hit and assault, advance him up to get some shots onto here. Stayed back over here with my Purifiers just to be a screening and I'm not going that objective. It's scary, it's out in the open, not happening. Prognosticated Arrival to bring the Paladins and the Librarian here and the Strike Squad back here to do some actions and such. So we're going to go on to my shooting. Oh, I did res one of the Terminators and brought the Librarian squad onto the center objective. So we're going to do the shooting and stuff off camera. Wish me luck. Grey Knight shooting phase, little hit and miss. I was able to take this Devilfish down to 5. I wanted to take it down to 0, but not happening. I did take out the Kroot with the Paladins and from the Nemesis Dread Knight. Didn't shoot into I shot into the star. Didn't do any damage into the Skyray. And then we're just going to do some charges now. Not much else to be done.
No.
We will charge this particular fella into the Devilfish. With a double 1, he probably does still make it. And these idiots will charge.
They cannot fail.
Cannot fail, so we'll just... Well, I guess it would be bigger, 8, because I do want to run around here just in case you jump out. And I might be able to pile into you. This fella going to charge... He needs probably quite a hard charge because he will have to pivot. That won't do it. We will CP reroll into a 5 and a 6. That probably won't do it. Do the combat over here off camera. I don't think the Devilfish is going to survive. Okay, so my combat phase went pretty good as expected. The Devilfish didn't really have a chance.
No.
So I wasn't able to pile into anything, so I still on this objective. I will have to use some true silver armor, probably to try to survive. That's my end of my turn. I do score, I do believe, 8 points for the secondaries. I do get 4 for each of them. So that brings me up to 12 to 4. But the Tau are going to come back quite hard in turn 2. Defense stronghold, easy enough.
And mark for death.
Oh,
what would you like to mark for death?
What would I like to mark for death? Okay, let's see here. Let's see, I'll say the Paladins.
Oh, I forgot to do that.
What did you do?
I was going to do Hollow Mirrors on the stealth suits.
What do they do? What's that do?
It puts them into reserve.
Oh, nice.
For CP. Are you okay if I do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I'm going to pull these guys up.
Shoop. All right. So I will make the Paladins one of the targets Castellan Crow, I suppose. And let's see. How about this particular Dread Knight? Just to take,
Dread Knight?
Yeah, just to take some of the shots, I do believe. All right, so it looks like we and Laura have the same amount of objectives, so she does get 4 points for that, bringing her up to 8 to my 12. Onto her movement. Movement phase for Tau turn 2. Stealth Suits moved up here, Piranha moved up here, just to make sure they have this objective and get some shots onto my Nemesis Dread Knights. Decided not to move the Breaches, she didn't want to soak up an Overwatch. Everything else moved over here, really to get a lot of shots into my 2 new Nemesis Dread Knights to deny me points and get herself some points for Mark for Death. Over here, moved on to this objective. Everything else moved towards the Nemesis Dread Knights, like I said. And then over here, she did drop down her Commander and her Flamer Crisis Suits to flame my poor assassin, taking my objective as well. So that is no good. Or did they come down there too, or are they just standing there?
No, they came down.
Oh, came down too. Perfect. All right.
I Hall of Mirrored them last turn.
Okay, so that is the movement. We're going to go on to the shooting, see what the Tau can do to my Grey Knights in their turn 2 shooting. So we'll just recap the shooting and the try to charge. So shooting, pretty good for the Tau. Was able to take out 2 of her Mark for Death targets, so killed my poor Nemesis Dread Knight, and then another Nemesis Dread Knight, and my Scouts are all dead. No fun. So that's pretty good for the Tau. She does score 5 points for Mark for Death and just going to get Defense Stronghold. Not much I can do about that. So we're going to go up to, I do believe the points are 21 to 16. And we're going to go on to my turn 3, see if I can do anything magical. I'm going to pick up Castle and Crow's group. Everything else will stay. We'll see what we can do with some shenanigans on my turn 3. Okay, so what do we get for my draw? We get Defend Stronghold, so I just gotta go take that back. Whoops, and Cleanse. I'm gonna have to hold on to those because I do want to use my CP for some shenanigans. So I'm up to 1 CP, and we're gonna go on to my movement. Don't get anything for primary, so that is no funsies. Grey Knights turn 3 movement. I have to strike hard here. It is now the turn 3 Kauyon, so I'm going to have all kinds of sustained 2 6s coming at me. Don't want that, so I dropped Castellan Crow back here. I need to try to take this objective and just kill as many infantry as I can, just to be a sacrificial lamb over here. Move the Paladins and the Strike Squad. Ate an Overwatch, lost one of my Paladins. Drop down Caldo Drago here to within 9 inches so I can get a 6-inch charge with his ability and avoid the Overwatch from Flamers. Moved ahead here to try to take this Devilfish and just see if I can just knock Laura off all these objectives like she did to me. On to the shooting phase for the Grey Knights. For the shooting phase, it went awful. Nothing killed anything really. I did a few damage to this thing. 3 damage with my Mind Bullets there. 4 damage with my Mind Bullets there. Everything else bounced.
You killed 8 Fire Warriors.
Well, even with, I put all of the Purifying Flame, a bunch of the Storm Bolters into this unit, and I only killed 8
I mean, the
creatures.
5-up Feel No Pain from the Ethereal did some work.
It's not bad, but how many 2s did I roll for the hits?
I know.
Yeah. All right, and I didn't manage to kill this unit either. So we're going to go on to the charges. Let's hope the charges are more favorable. I don't have any CP for reroll, so that's fantastic. So let's do these fellas first. We need to charge the Devilfish. Probably need something relatively high. 6 and a 9. That does it. Okay.
Yep.
Drago into this to get my home objective back. Because, I could forgo it, but I don't want, I need Defend Stronghold. He needs a 6, because the thing, 6 exactly. Ooh. Paladins into this Skyray to see if we can, we'll see if we can do anything. A 7, we made it. Strike Squad. Strike Squad will go into the Piranha just to see if we get lucky. See if melee is what we want, the 10. Okay, so all of the charges made it. Let's see what happens. Okay, so at the end of my turn, I was able to take out the Skyray, the Devilfish. Wasn't able quite to smash out this unit. I will probably get to Bed Stronghold at the end of the turn, and I do score 4 points for Purge the Foe, so it does bring me up to 21, I do believe, or is it 20? I think it's 20 to 21. Defend will bring me up to 23 once I score that. And we're gonna go on to Laura's turn 3, See what happens. See what she can probably laser most of my people to death. Let's see what happens.
I think so.
Engage.
Which is accomplished. And extend battle lines.
Extend battle lines.
Which is also accomplished.
Nice. Okay here, so for a recap for the movement, the Tau moved out quite aggressively to get on this objective and this objective, and pretty much all shots onto my poor paladins over here. I did use Mist of Deimos to pick this unit up that was over here, and I spent my other CP that I had to drop them down with Rapid Ingress over here to decide to threaten the middle. So we're gonna go into the shooting phase and see if I can survive. For the end of the Tau turn, she was able to kill my unit of purifiers, but when she targeted the paladins, I used Sigil to pick them up and bring them down over here. Same as when she moved close to these, I picked them up with Mist of Deimos and put them down here. So not too much damage in the shooting, which is good for me. At the end of my turn, I will pick up these fellas here, my strike squad, and everything else will stay here. We're gonna go on to turn 4 for the Grey Knights. I do believe the score is 27 to 41 or something like that, you said. So we're gonna go on and see what I can do on my turn. So let's see what my turn 4 draw is. We got Call the Horde, which I don't think you have anything that's hoardable, so we'll toss that. No prisoners, that's good. Need to kill units anyways. And Assassination. Good. Those aren't too bad cards. I do get 4 points, bringing me up to 31 to 41, I do believe. We're going to go on to the movement. For a recap of my movement shooting, I don't know if I did the move or not, pretty sure I did. Moved up everything here to get some shots. Shot into the crisis suits, killed one, killed a few of the breachers back here. Not much into the shooting. So now we're going to go into the charges and see what I can do with my charges. We'll charge Drago into the hair. We can't fail. With the 5. Him into the Ethereals unit. The 7. Boop. Charge these guys into the Piranha. The 9. These guys.
I'm gonna photon grenade you over here.
Photon grenade me. Okay. Yes. And I probably need a 6 now. 7, so.
I think you also have to take a battle shock test, so.
Not today. For the Grey Knights, turn 3 or turn 4 melee, pretty awful. I was just bringing everything down just to 1 wound, pretty much remaining, everything back here. Score is up to 37 to 41. We're running out of time, so we're gonna see if we can smash this so the wife does not murder me. Behind enemy lines, overwhelming force. She does get 4. Are you going to bring the same bravery these guys for your last CP?
Well, no, I'll still have 1 CP. But yeah, for my new one for the turn, I'll insane bravery them.
Okay. All right. Yep. Same bravery and battle shock for this guy back here, I guess, and that's pretty much it.
He's battle shocked.
Battle shocked, and that fellow over there, the lone breacher.
Also battle
shocked. That's pretty much it.
Oh, them. They're good.
They're good. All right, so she does get 4 points. We're gonna see what happens and turn 4 for the Tau.
We did the last few turns off camera. The Tau were just a bit too many points ahead to catch up for the Grey Knights. The score was still quite close with a final score of 90 to 76 with paint for the Tau. Another great game with Laura. Thank you so much for playing. Very back and forth. I had a lot of fun playing against this kind of Tau list. Usually there's a lot of battle suits when I play, but there was a lot of Devilfish and Fish of Fury in this one, so it was a lot of fun for me. Something different. Hope you enjoyed the video, and like always, thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by.